Howdy, welcome to Raven's Reactions and Reviews. We've got a special Friday. We're back to Tom Friday. So I know all of us hogs are excited to check out his new drop. And he's entitled it Snowflakes. And I think he said it was fake woke on steroids. So we shall see. I think there's going to be some liberal tears, but let's get started.
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician.
Fact. Fact, fact, fact. I need to do research into it. Something's ringing a bell that it was Obama, his administration, that made it legal for our representatives to lie on the floor of the Congress. Now, if we walk into a police station or a courtroom and lie, we'll get thrown in jail. It's just insane. Okay.
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings, but you're pro-choice. Abortion kills way more children.
Facts. I think the estimate is anywhere from 750,000 to 1 million children, babies, aborted every year. And they use the excuse of, well, what about women who were raped? Less than 1% of the abortions that are performed every year because someone was raped. And then they say, well, but they should have a right to choose whether they reproduce or not. They had that choice. There's things called, rubbers. There's birth control pills. There's the, what is that? I forget exactly what it's called. It's been so long since I've had to worry about it. But, you basically, it's good for 5 years. You had the choice to not get pregnant up front. There's also, abstaining. That little baby doesn't have a choice. And like he said in another song, bacteria is considered life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth. What are we coming to? Anyways.
America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a retard these days.
Yeah. Did they not teach them in school that them and they is plural? So unless you've cloned yourself, how are you going to call yourself them or they? I mean, our society has just gone completely insane. I don't understand it.
He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a retard these days. I hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight.
Facts. My husband and I consider Tom's song "White Trash" our anthem. Not our national anthem, but our anthem. Because one of my favorite lines in it is basically saying they call us white trash like we care, but we don't. And they call us white trash like they know us. The way I was raised, you don't go and burn cities down because somebody's calling you a name. You just know, okay, that person's not a nice person, or that person's racist, and I don't want anything to do with them. And you go about your day. You don't give them power. But white people have been called all sorts of nasty names throughout history. The point is we don't raise hell about it. But I draw the line at them calling us, white supremacists and racists and Nazi and colonists, just because we don't agree with, their Marxist communist ideals. It's crazy.
Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight.
And that's another thing. That's been the hardest thing for me to try and give up is my Diet Coke because I try not to support all these big corporations that are pushing this garbage on us and our children. But we need to have a list of what corporations are not pushing, supporting this. Because it seems like they're all supporting it now. So when you go to the grocery store, is there anything in the grocery store other than fresh produce that you can buy that's not supporting one of these idiot corporations that are pushing this agenda? And even then, unless it's a really small local grocery store, the store that you're in probably is, donating to Black Lives Matter and supporting critical race theory. So I don't know what we're to do about all that. But
Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans.
it's not just welfare to the bums, it's the billions and billions of dollars that we have to pay out of our pocket to people who aren't even citizens. I did a reaction to a song by Five Finger Death Punch, I think is the name of the group. Wrong Side of Heaven, and it's just shameful how our veterans are treated, and yet we're shelling out all this money for other countries, and we send it to these countries under the guise that that'll make that country a better country so people won't try and leave it and come here illegally. And we know that that money is going to corrupt, communist and socialist run countries. The people don't get that. They don't use that money to make the country better and safer. It goes right straight to their pockets. And yet we're allowing our veterans just fall through the cracks. It's insane.
Soldiers died for this country and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. Black folks and white folks divided by the news, but we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Cause honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all
Amen.
are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames, oh no, no more snowflakes.
They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole.
So, what are OnlyFans? Let's see. I'm not up with all the social media stuff. What are OnlyFans? Huh. Oh. Okay. Just yet another way to degrade the morals of society, I see. Okay. Go ahead and like this while we're down here.
Empowering women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole. Screw it, I ain't tripping, I don't mean to be mean. But if our children are the future, then our future is bleak. They take an Adderall to focus, hit McDonald's to eat. They're addicted to phones and they take Xanax to sleep. They blurred the lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we paint the patriots as Nazis.
Facts. Facts. If you're not on the left supporting the Marxism and the communism and all this insanity that they're trying to force down our throats and our children's throats, then you're automatically painted a Nazi, like I said earlier, and a racist. And it doesn't even matter if you're not white. That's how insane they've gone. Because there's plenty of people of color who are conservatives, and they're painted as racist too. It's just insane.
They blurred the lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we paint the patriots as Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women.
Psh. Well, he's going to have us stopping a lot on this one. Kind of like People So Stupid. This is what this reminds me of. What was it? Oh, allowing transgender women to compete in female sports is insane. They have undone what took years and years for women to accomplish as far as female sports. Because I don't care if you even have a sex change, you are still biologically a male. You are still built bigger, your muscles are bigger, you're just stronger. You're still be able to overpower women. And here's something else. 100 years down the road, when they dig your grave up and open your coffin, it's just bones, and they're going to be able to look at you and say that was a male. They can do a DNA test. That was a male. Just because you change your outward appearance doesn't change what you are biologically. And all for people do what they want as long as they don't shove it down everybody else's throats and try and shove it down our children's throats. So.
The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women. If you're black, your life matters, you're supposed to embrace it. If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave, all of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist. Blaming capitalism like that's the reason things are tough. While you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks, you're
yeah, like our summer of love, which really was way longer than a summer of love. They were all running around with $1,000, $1,200 iPhones and $200 or $300 pairs of shoes. I mean, I spent on average $20 for a pair of shoes, and it's only when the other ones wear out. But they're running around claiming that they're so, underprivileged. I don't get it. And like, for some reason, Antifa really hates Starbucks because it seems to be one of the first places they attack. So
capitalism like that's the reason things are tough. While you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks, you're supporting what you stand against. You don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn, dog, we're all afraid to speak the truth, and the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool, because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no, the forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane, more flames. Oh no, no more snowflakes.
I recognize her, but I can't think of her name. I think she's a conservative transgender that I've seen at a lot of the events. But I can't think of her name off the top of my head. But see, she did what she wanted, but she doesn't shove it down everybody's throats. She doesn't try and, make it something you're teaching children in elementary school. And and that's what I don't get, because most of the right is very, very tolerant, and maybe that's part of the problem is we've been way too tolerant for way too long. And they just kept pushing that line and pushing that line and pushing that line. Now they've just removed the line entirely. Started with PC, and every month there was more words added to the list of things you can't say. No, this is free speech. America's supposed to be free speech.
We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Everybody's wrong, that's the real problem. They don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Soon enough, we running out of options. This This ain't gonna end till it's in the coffin. Ay, we ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. Ay, I don't know how we can make amends or we drop it. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no, the forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane, more flames. Oh no, no more snowflakes.
Wow. Well, Nova hit it out of the park again, as usual, and so did Tom with the lyrics. Wow. I could see there's going to be a meltdown over this one. But I love it. And I know the rest of the Hog family loves it too. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded. And then I'm going to go check out everybody else's reaction to it. But until I do the next one, y'all have a safe day and a happy day. And we'll see you later.